able to make it. She's definitely been accommodating and professional. And apparently Corvo is going where the fuck Corvo wants to go. Gives no shits. Um,
That's it.
she says, she does the gracious host kind of questions like, was your trip, safe? Did you encounter any problems? We hope that, everything went well. Um, she does ask that if you guys heard and or were affected by the Drackhorn being blown in the during your trip.
Dracorn, what's that? Question mark.
I will basically say like
We heard it's called.
some crew members are aware of it at a deep and personal level, but that's about the extent of it.
Okay. She nods. Um, and she says, "Well, the Council of Waterdeep will be meeting in the morning. We have arranged for you to stay within the Lord's Palace here in Waterdeep. You each have separate rooms, your accommodations, and any of your needs within reason will be provided for you." Um, she gives you a short tour of Waterdeep, and whereas Freeport is the architecture is very kind of thrown together, and we're going to stick this building on top of this building because there's space there. Um, Waterdeep is definitely very meticulously planned out. Um, the districts all kind of have the same architecture within them, so it's very clear when you're going between the merchant district and the clerical district where you have the temples and everything is very cleanly. You can just kind of tell by the transition in the buildings what section of the city you're in. And Waterdeep is much, much bigger than Freeport. It's like going from some small little, town to New York as far as size difference and scope difference. Um, So it takes you a while to kind of acclimate to this large, bustling city around you. But I don't think any of you guys really have a problem with it, other than Saren may be a little off guard, uh, being around this much of an urban landscape. Um,
Yeah, generally hang out in the sea.
the rest of
That's
you, I mean, you may be a little intimidated by it, but it's not going to affect you really.
cool.
Yeah, not really intimidated.
No, I guess intimidated is probably the wrong word, but you
So
you get
Dr.
the
V's
idea.
pretty
that
comfortable.
Some
Pretty
amount of
comfortable in big neighborhoods,
Okay.
big cities.
oh, this is weird.
As one thing you do notice that kind of catches your attention as she is walking you through Waterdeep, and I'm getting an echo again. I don't know who that's from right off, but just letting you guys know.
Echo.
Seems to have stopped. Okay. Anyway, um, one of the things you do notice as she's giving you this tour of Waterdeep is there is what seems to be a castle floating in the sky above the city. Um, it's not directly above the city. It's something that you could see kind of as you're looking up and out of the city. But there is definitely a castle kind of floating in the sky. Uh, and as far as anything else during the tour, I think that's about it, unless you guys have questions or anything that you're looking for specifically.
Is there like are people like, yeah, that's just our castle in the sky, no big deal, or is like, and there's like street signs that are like this way,
No,
or are people like, holy shit, that hasn't always been there.
there are people that comment about it, but you get the feeling that it's been there a few days at least. Um, but it's not a normal feature of the city. So you do hear
Okay.
people comment on it, like, "Hey,
That's
is
what I was
that
gonna
castle still
ask.
there?" Or stuff like that. They don't seem to be frightened by it or anything. They've kind of gotten used to the idea that it's there, but it's still not a normal occurrence for them.
Are people leaving or going to it?
Not from what you can tell.
Hey, Mr. Shape Changer guy, you could probably turn into something that can fly and go up there and check it out if you really
I
want to.
mean, yeah, well, yeah. If I want to, if it seems like it is something that we need to worry about.
Are we still in the presence of the lady who was like, "Can I get you guys anything?"
You
Yeah,
are. She's
yeah.
still kind of showing you around the city.
I was gonna
Remy.
ask her about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the deal with the castle?
She's like, that is Skyreach Castle. That is it was commandeered rather by a group of adventurers that have been helping us. It actually belongs to some of the storm giants from the north, and we are currently waiting on it to be retrieved by its rightful owners.
So there are storm giants heading this way.
There are, and she
And
says this very
this is-
nonchalantly.
You...
Awesome.
No, it's not a problem at all. They are coming to reclaim their property and perhaps help us with our current goals.
Aha. Well then,
We get to see some stuff. I'm excited.
super duper.
All right. So is there anything else you guys want to do before you kind of head down? Because it is late evening at this point.
Hey, Dr. V, do you want one of us to stay with the ship? Or are we just gonna...
Crew can deal with ship. Like once we're off board, the planks will retract. It'll probably, well, it depends on how it's docked, but it's between my warding and its crew. I feel relatively confident that the ex-wife can take care of herself. She always has.
I'm just glad to be on land.
Brielle the Dragonborn.
Nice and all, but
Brielle the Dragonborn, not made to be a sailor.
Barf, 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 barf.
All right. So sounds like nobody else has really anything to take care of before you guys.
Nothing to
Retire
take
for the
care of
evening?
because the whole
Yeah.
reason we're here is this, but I don't want to get locked into this. I'd love to be shown where it is we're supposed to be staying and then leave and go find a tavern or a bar.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't know why I can't just stay on the ex-wife. I mean, I will inspect accommodations just because they were granted to us and, social contract. But if it's in any way shady, if I feel in any way unsafe on the provided accommodations, I'm just going to sleep in my cabin. Like, I've got my fucking houses here, basically.
Okay. Just wanted to see if there was anything before you guys wanted to do before you got to kind of where the accommodations were.
Point me to your finest haberdasher.
As far as the accommodations, the Lord's Palace is pretty much what it sounds like. It is a large, well-guarded large, well-guarded structure within the city, and it is a palace. You get the feeling that when dignitaries come to visit Waterdeep, this is where they're put up at. You could safely assume that all the members of the Waterdeep Council are here within this building as well.
Okay.
And she does show, like, each of you, like she says, you're not required to stay here if you feel uncomfortable in any way, but we will reserve these rooms for you. And she shows each of you to a room that is well suited and well furnished for you to be able to use if you'd like. These are like the nicest bed you've probably seen in quite some time. Dressers are just absolutely immaculate.
If Waterdeep's own castle or council is staying here as well, then I feel comfortable staying here.
Okay.
I don't care. I just want a bath.
There's
My
a bath in
bathing-
each room.
She just wants a giant heat rock with a like a red bulb over it.
Yeah. Seawater does not go well with scales. Wait, what?
Is everybody going to end up staying at Lord's Palace then, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Well, I hate to do the split the party again to the GM. He's trying to subtly hint, if you could all stay in the fucking palace, like I'm saying.
Right?
It's
God
the
damn it.
Ritz-Carlton. Live
Yeah.
And the opposite end
It's
of the
nice.
But the thing is, it's
blank-
tradition, so staying there, yes, but going out for at least 3 hours to try to drink at least a fourth of my body weight in bad booze, and then coming back to the room, because that's what you do when you end the trip.
Okay.
Get off ship, go get drunk.
And that's fine. And actually, Waterdeep is the section of Waterdeep that you can easily find is not is safe for you to do that in. You could find sections of Waterdeep that are not, but it would definitely take some looking.
Yeah, the and plus, like, we're good off the ship. I've already retracted the plank on the ship with like I held my staff in the air and the ship gave a affirming whoop. You know, it was like, whoop, whoop.
Doors are locked.
Yep.
All right. So you guys take the evening to relax and kind of actually have an evening to yourself where you're not in any mortal danger, or are you puking over the side of a ship?
I'd also like to state that there is a distinct hooked end red and black metal staff going from one end to the other end of the steering wheel of the ship right now.
Fair enough. All right. So the next morning, you're provided you wake to find outside your door a set of basically garments that are probably some of the nicest garments that you've seen in a while. If you try them on, they do fit you perfectly. There's a wash basin and everything, and a breakfast waiting outside your door for you as well.
I want to inspect it for any poisons or needles or anything.
It is clean.
Needles, like just blatantly like there's a waffle with a whole syringe sticking out of it.
Yeah, make sure nobody puts any razor blades in your Snickers bars.
Yeah. You seen Trick or Treat, man?
Nice.
But no, everything is very clean, and there's no nefariousness about it.
Oh, damn it.
Cypher was looking forward to some nefariousness.
Right.
You know,
All I wanted for breakfast was a big old syringe.
Not one razor blade, and all this candy.
Right?
This city's a bunch of wussies.
Are you
Cheated.
are you guys eating? Are you putting the clothes on? Are you washing up? What are you done?
So
I am keeping in my own magical attire, but I will eat breakfast.
Okay.
I will
Um,
inhale the food happily, wash up, and then leave the clothes right there in the hallway because I don't put on airs.
Okay.
Plus my boss
Oh,
tells me
where-
to.
I'm putting on my damn clothes. They're
All right.
nice.
All right.
I've already cleaned. I took a bath last night, and then I'll eat.
So, Saren and Corvo, what are you guys doing?
I guess I'm gonna listen to the wind blow.
Right.
Okay.
Steve's getting into character
Steve
with that
lives
druidism.
on top of a train. You know,
Can we
Apparently.
get him out of the wind tunnel so we can play the game with us? That'd be good. I guess I would examine the clothes because I'm trying to figure out how somebody who's never seen me before has clothes that would fit me in my room.
Okay. They are waiting outside of your door for you, but if you take a moment to examine them, they are definitely magically tailored. Just the way that just the only thing that you can find about them is that they are tailored so that they will fit you perfectly. Is about the only real magical radiance you get from them.
Okay. Well, as I had just recently come across some new clothes myself, I'm going to keep the ones that I'm currently wearing,
Okay.
and I'll put those aside.
All right. Steve,
Yes.
are you eating and/or wearing the clothes?
Yeah.
Is that a yes
Oh.
to both? Okay, cool. All right. So after you guys all kind of meet in the hall after you wake up and everything, and you are led down to this meeting hall
Ooh.
where the rest of the council is already kind of setting
Awesome.
up shop. They've already, I want to say set up shop, that's wrong. They are already awaiting your arrival. And I forgot to grab your tokens. Hang on.
And I see Rihanna Nightshade in the group. Day is now complete.
Go and
I suppose I could just leave it on that inset thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start revving the engine on my Mac machine already.
all right. Let's see, get you guys.
She's a tiefling, man. That's hot.
She should be an elf.
She's got.
Which-
Oh no, wait, I'm thinking of Remy. Never mind. Not
Yeah,
not
Remy's,
Rihanna.
Remy's an elf, but Rihanna Nightshade is definitely a
Rion
tiefling.
Nightshade
she's
is yeah.
I am retconning tieflings. Just by the way, I worked all week on a way to explain it. I have zero. It's just they're getting retconned. So just so you guys know.
So
That's
they're-
not like
they're
it's a race anybody's going to use, so it doesn't matter.
They're not going to be tieflings, or they're
No, they are tieflings. There are tieflings in the world. I'm retconning their existence to be a thing.
okay.
So yeah, you guys get into the room, and the members there are patrons in the room that are sitting amongst these pews that are well dressed and well groomed. Your guess is these are probably people that are members of the Lord's Alliance because they seem to be of different makes. As far as there are elves, there are humans, there are dwarves. There are those wearing armors and some wearing robes. At the head of the meeting room around the table, you see what you can guess as a representative from each of the factions there. And as they see you walk in, and the ones around the table motion kind of for you guys to approach.
So to the head table.
To the head table, yeah.
You want all of us up there? There doesn't seem that much room.
That's if you guys all want to try to make your way up there. They are motioning for the group. So if you want to try to make your way, you can.
Well, they're motioning for the group. I guess we'll cruise up there. I just did a fast move, sorry.
No worries. You're not in any combat or anything, so
Who
I
is
don't.
this guy? I'm
not
just trying to
sure.
see who the... What is Das King. You know, this seems like the disreputable people end of the table. Whoops, sorry. So I'm going to try to sit over here.
All right.
This is where the bad kids sit. We're the ones hanging out the back of homeroom smoking cigarettes.
Steve, are you hanging out in the back? There's a lack of Steve up there.
Are we sitting on a table?
No, actually, the proportions of this didn't carry over quite as well as I wanted them to. That is a table. It's just a lot bigger than I intended it to be. So,
Okay.
Well, honestly, it seems like an appropriately sized table for the number of people
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah. It's just a rug. There's a rug that we're standing on around the table.
there is a rug around the table.
Right.
Sarah or Steve, I'm moving you up there, whether you want to be or not. All right. So after a moment, introductions are made amongst the group that is standing around the table, and each of them kind of indicate what faction they represent. Remy makes her introduction very short because you guys have already been familiar with her. And I am missing names because they're being held on top. Dylan, there represents the Emerald Enclave. Rain represents the Zaharin. I think I pronounced that right. King Madali, I have to remember, is... Let's see.
You took liberties with the spelling of that name.
I did not. I took liberties with the pronunciation of that name.
That's what I meant.
He is part of the Lord's Alliance.
I don't know where you got those sounds from those letters.
I don't know either. My
Was it
brain
Welsh?
my brain just goes. This is how we're pronouncing this today.
Melandragon.
And Anthar is a representative of the Order of the Gauntlet. And they go around and introduce themselves and kind of make nod to you guys as you guys make your introductions. Are any of you withholding your actual name from them or anything?
No, I'll declare it proudly.
Okay. Anybody else?
God, what is that character's name? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, just Brielle of just my first name and clan name. That's it though.
Okay.
I think it was Phineas. I was like, I remember. I think on my old character sheet, I had it wholly written out. I was like, Dr. Phineas T. Vitus.
My first name is Doctor.
That's right. My middle name is Phineas.
Did we lose
T.
Steve?
Vitus,
I haven't
full
heard
last
anything
name.
from Steve in
I
a
haven't heard
minute.
things from Steve. Oh,
Yes.
Robo Steve.
Steve.
Cypher, just so you know, beta 3 for our game starts
22nd.
the 22nd. Okay.
Yep.
Listen,
I'm
So-
excited.
I've got a friend of mine who joined the Russian server because she couldn't get into the beta. She's played installed it on Friday at noon, let's say, and she's already on the Upper Atlas and moving towards Necro.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's because the Russian
There
server
he
is
is.
pushed much
I
faster.
heard a Steve for a second.
I heard an old Ooga horn.
Yeah.
Steve, now a Model T.
Steve,
That's it.
Steve is polymorphed into a Model T.
A Model
There he
Model
is. There he is. Okay. I just want to make sure we didn't lose you.
I almost I forget that Anna's part of our group now, and I was almost
Thanks.
excited. No,
right.
that's not how I
Jeez,
meant it.
jackass.
Oh, hold on, let me finish my thought before you get offended by it. The big
Yeah, the
Christmas
real
party-
offense is coming. So
Right?
it's
Yeah,
just-
hang tight.
The real reason to get pissed off.
I know
Well,
where you live.
I know where you live. The big Christmas party we go to every year. Since you guys aren't like my local friends, sometimes when I get excited about I have an idea for my worst present ever this year, I want to tell you. But since Anna attends that party, I don't want her to know. The
I already
Model
have
T
my worst present ever.
Do you? Oh man, I've got ideas at this point. I've got 3 good ideas. And I don't know
This
which
is
one to do.
actually something like you can buy, but it's epic and it would work.
I've got something that I can make, and it would be just the most obnoxious thing in the world. But
So, the after the introductions are made,
Steve
Remy-
honked at them.
Steve did honk at them.
He did.
Remy kind of takes the floor, and you get the idea that she is the primary source of information for the council.
By the way, when I introduced myself,
Mhm.
I introduced myself directly to Rian.
Okay.
I'm addressing the group, but eye contact with her locked the whole time.
All right.
Hey, baby.
How you doing?
Oh no! How do you think this is going? How are you doing?
He says, having spoken with you, I know that you heard and some of your crew felt the effects of the Drakhorn during your voyage to Waterdeep. We have been able to narrow down where we believe the location of the horn is. And that is one of our primary focuses at this point. What we know so far is that the Cult of Dragons has, in with its new leadership, moved away from raising Dracoliches like they were known to do, and seem to have a more seem to have another plan in mind to raise Tiamat from her prison in the Nine Hells.
Are we drinking anything or anything?
You can be. There's wine or water
She
on the
wants to-
table.
She wants
The
to do a spit
mention-
take.
Yeah, the mention
Yeah.
of Tiamat, I'm gonna do the whole cliche.
Okay.
Are you gonna
And
dramatically
I'm
spit
gonna
take?
basically bring up if there's a lull in this conversation that while it has a weak effect on myself, we have within our crew essentially a very capable door smashing divining rod to the location of the horn as long as it's used continually.
Well, the problem is that we know who had it last, and they are a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, who we can't see being involved with the Cult of the Dragon. So we are unfortunately a little uneasy at the current owner's intentions, and that is our primary thing that we want to employ you for at the moment is to track down what's going on with the previous owner of the Drakhorn and where the Drakhorn may currently be. There is a tiefling member of the Arcane Brotherhood named, and I'm terrible with names, hang on just a second, Makath the Crimson, who should have the Drakhorn somewhere in the Sea of Moving Ice to the north. And what we want you to do is to track down Makath and find out where the Drakhorn currently is, and if Makath still has the Drakhorn, why it is being used.
So you don't want it retrieved?
If it's there, then we definitely want it retrieved. We would like it back in our possession, if at all possible. We have the feeling that if it's being used, then perhaps Makath no longer has it in her possession.
Well, if we find the old holder of the horn and they don't have it, that seems like a waste of time, considering we have current means to find it. Like, we could just go straight for the horn and then see who holds it.
How would you propose to find it?
I pulled my scout.
Yeah,
my
I'm just
back
gonna like thumb
and
over
reveal- You know, not that they should already know, but
Okay.
dramatic revealing.
No, you were, Anna, when you were being pulled in that direction, or not even pulled, but, kind of nudged in that direction, it was to the direction of the Sea of the Moving Ice anyway.
yeah.
So they're suggesting basically you go the direction that you were being pulled to.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm proposing, is that instead of going towards who we think may possess it, why don't we just go towards it, and then whoever has it has it.
Well, the thing is we would normally scry and confirm who has it, and because we are aware that it is being blown from the Sea of Moving Ice, but
Yeah, it is.
our scrying attempts are being obstructed by something, so we're not completely sure where the horn actually is or who is blowing it. Every time that we try to scry its location, we get the wreckage of a ship and the corpses of the crew, but no living person who would be blowing the Drakhorn.
We need all your information you have on the horn itself, the people associated with it, and all of those people you just mentioned.
Okay. So she goes through, and as far as the horn itself, she doesn't really give you any new information on that. You know what it is and kind of what it does, and the reason that it could potentially be being used is to gather chromatic dragons. As far as Makath the Crimson, she tells you that Makath was a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, which is a league of mages, and are usually the brightest mages in the world. And they are very academically inclined. They are not usually prone to fanaticism. So her guess is that if Makath still has the Drakhorn, then Makath may not be blowing it of her own free will.
Well, if you said something about raising Tiamat.
The Order of the Dragon has lately it has been acquiring hordes of gold and just mounds and mounds of treasure. And some of the spies within the Harper network have mentioned that the new leader of the Cult of the Dragon has been working to raise Tiamat instead of just being happy with the creation of Dracoliches.
Out of character, how
Mhm.
much would I know
As
about that kind of stuff?
You know that Tiamat is the evil goddess of dragons, basically, and is a giant five-headed dragon. You know that she has lately been banished to one of the nine hells. Um, that's probably
So how?
about as much as you would know right off.
Okay, then I would ask how gathering these dragons would aid in bringing Tiamat back.
From what we have heard, the leader of the cult of the dragon has gotten his hands on. Hang on, trying to remember if the name of this thing is as simple as I think it is. Has gotten his hands on the mask of the Dragon Queen. That, along with an amassed treasure and the sacrificing of a great number of souls, would be enough to empower the ritual for them to return Tiamat to our plane.
Alrighty then.
She says that returning to the current task at hand, um, any attempt to find Makath and the Dracohorn, Drakhorn. I don't know why I threw an O in there. Um, have resulted in a clouded and wrecked ship. However, there is a rumor that a white dragon has a lair within the sea of moving ice. If the white dragon got its hands on the Drakhorn, then it is possible that it is being used by someone other than Makath. But both the Council here and the Arcane Brotherhood would be most grateful in getting back the Drakhorn.
We've recently become a thorn in that cult's side, so doing so again seems like fun. Just throwing that out there. If we get the horn, it seems like it would it would seriously take a notch out of their plan. So you suggest we bring it back here and not to its original owners, if that's the case?
I suggest that you bring it back here to Waterdeep, and we will return it to the Arcane Brotherhood.
Okay. I mean,
Alrighty.
basically, that's all I got. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. She says that. Go ahead.
I actually have some questions there. Sorry, boss. Nothing personal. What's this Makath actually look like other than, oh, it's a tiefling mage?
And she goes on to describe Makath, and she's red-skinned, has horns. She looks like a tiefling. She has long black hair. I don't know that I actually have a real detailed description of the character other than that for you.
All tieflings look alike.
That's racist. I'm looking to see if I actually have a better description. Hang on just a second.
Oh, that's okay. As long as I'm. You describe what she looks like. We note it down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I have one
And then
somewhere.
the other question is, if it turns out that it is Makath who is sounding the horn, you've basically told us to go get the horn and get it back here. If we have to stop Makath in a permanent way, is there going to be an issue with that, since everybody here is friends with the Arcane Brotherhood?
She says, no, by all means, if Makath is preventing your retrieval of the Drakhorn, or is, in fact, using the Drakhorn, if she is doing it of her own free will, be sure to put an end to that. If she is under the influence of someone else, we would prefer that no harm come to her, but if that can be unavoided, then it can be unavoided. And you will have the full support of the council, whichever route you decide to take.
Understood.
Does anybody else have any other questions for her? You're a resounding no. Okay.
Yay,
Um,
no.
I'm writing notes down. Sorry.
No worries. I just want to make sure that any questions get addressed. All right, cool. So she says, unfortunately, the ship that you arrived in is not fitted for travel within the sea of moving ice. The ice there would tear the hull from the ship, and we do not wish to see that happen to your transport. We can provide a ship that is outfitted for the Arctic waters. The name of the ship is the Frost Skimmer, and it is the captain is more than capable to traverse the sea of moving ice. And at that mention, the door in the back opens up, and a figure walks in, who's got a leather hood drawn across half of his face.
Stylish.
He's got a little bit of a limp to him when he walks. Everybody roll me a perception check real quick.
Gangster.
Perception check.
I figure we should probably roll some dice at some point. this
Favored.
evening.
Perception.
Oh God, I don't see a goddamn thing.
Gingy's like, oh, this tiefling's pretty.
Yeah,
The
no,
melee-
I'm locked in Tiefling Town.
It's cool. It's like all things. The melee folks are just paying attention. We're like, look at that.
Steve. Steve.
He's a love man, that's Steve.
I'm gonna roll for him, just to keep things going along. So we've had a lot of downtime this evening.
A lot of disconnects on Steve's end too.
Yeah, I don't know
His
what's going on
internet, his
there.
internet might be
Yeah.
dodgy tonight,
Train hit his house.
right? It's the last thing we heard.
There we go.
See, this game is actually his cover. Steve's actually an assassin by
That's
night.
right.
He does this on his cell phone. So every now and again, when it sounds bad, it's because Steve is actually like on a train trying to line up a shot.
Gingy Fuzz wants to know if you have Crimson Fever.
Five Crimson, dude, yeah.
Those of you that rolled higher than a 15 on your perception, you notice that the gentleman walking in with the leather hood over his face, it looks like the leather hood is used to hide some scarred ruin of his face that looks like it probably came from frostbite. But she says that you will be outfitted with any equipment that you deem you maybe need to function within the icy environment of the Sea of Moving Ice. If you require any skins or leathers or furs or what have you, just name them and they will be prepared for you.
I'm going to need whatever information, whatever scrolls or tomes that you have about this horn.
Okay. Let's see if I have any other relevant information for you that you would get out of that.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else. They've been pretty
that
honest with you guys.
For that ritual they're trying to perform, was
Mhm.
it just gold and souls that were pretty much
Gold-
needed?
Gold
Besides
souls and the
mask?
mask of
Hmm.
something or other. Mask
Right.
of Dragon Queen.
Okay, have they tried to scry on the mask?
Are you asking me or them?
Them.
That is a legit ass question.
Yeah,
Says,
buddy, I know what I'm doing. I ain't stupid. I'm just
She
smart.
says we have, unfortunately, it's something that has been clouded from us, which, admittedly, would take more force than we think that the Cult of the Dragon would be able to assemble. We are not completely convinced that they are the only group involved in this ritual.
So you think they're more like the lackeys of the situation?
I think that personally, from the information that the Harpers has been able to gather, I think that the leader of the Cult of the Dragon, which I swear to God I will find his name, Severin. There we go. I believe that Severin has in his employ another faction. How he holds sway over them, I'm not sure. But he must be getting help from some other powerful mages to assist him in his rituals.
Dun dun dun.
That being said, Cipher, she brings you some more information on the horn. Unfortunately, there's not really anything else that you can get out of it. They've actually been really honest with you about it, about what it is and what it does. The picture, to give you an idea of what this thing looks like, because the description is probably in the tome somewhere,
Yeah.
is it is a black dragon's horn that has been imbued and inlaid with gold and bands wrapping around it, and on these gold bands have been inscribed runes that give it part of its magical ability. It's got a mouthpiece on the narrow end now, the large open end. This thing's actually would probably take 3 or 4 people to move.
I could
It's rather
provide
large.
you a little bit of information about it that you don't have. Like basically using my magical abilities, I could basically from how I feel, how it makes me feel when it's being blown, I can tell you what it sounds like.
Gingy's gonna tell you what it feels like when he gets blown. I mean,
Dragons just come from everywhere.
So they don't have any information other than what was recorded. Basically, what I'm looking for is any documentation or any information about the nature of the horn, where it was created. And I'm looking for beyond it's a black horn and it calls dragons, and we saw that, so we wrote it down. I'm basically trying to find out everything that I can find out about this item. Like, for example, if I wanted to find out about like a deck of many things, then there's writings about, okay, well, these are the cards that we've discovered that's in it, and the effects of the cards are thus, and basically any information I can get about this thing, so that if we do come into contact with it, if it's known if it comes down to it and we have to destroy it, is there a way to do that? Is it something that's known, or is that not known? That kind of stuff.
all right. This is the information that I have on it. I will give it to you.
Okay.
Here in just a second. Actually found a good snippet finally. The
Yay.
information I was looking for. There you go.
Yay. All right, there we go. Do.
Hang on, I'm trying to make sure there's no information there that you don't need to know.
Yep.
Ignore the last sentence.
Okay.
Sorry, I just saw something. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, ignore that last sentence.
Holy mackerel! It's a wall of text.
Yeah, it is a wall of text. But as far as specifics, does anybody have any specifics for equipment that you want? Outside of furs and leathers.
Furs is all I need. Like
I got everything. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got
I-
grappling hooks and rope.
I am both a sorcerer with a magical innate core and a golden dragon disciple in me as a fire that will keep me warm.
So if we're gonna go, yes, we're gonna have a set of warm, cold winter / ice climate clothing, full. Just make sure. Let's get some. Fuck.
Fuzz,
Well,
you're welcome to blurt things out in chat, and
Blurt it out.
if they take it under advisement, then they take it under advisement.
Ice cleats
All
for
right.
the bottom of our boots. Since it's the sea of moving ice, it'd probably be a good idea.
Okay.
And I've never sailed on the Sea of Ice, but I've sailed enough around. Do we need protection eyewear? Because the glare from the Sea of Ice will cause snow or ice blindness.
I am not going to go that in depth with it. So
At
DM
the-
says no.
Part
You
of the
don't-
clothes.
Yeah, clothes and ice cleats are really about as much as I'm going to make you take into account. And you guys got those 2 things on your own. So you are fine. Give me 2 seconds to be right back.
Yep.
But no, like it's been said in chat, like unless you're like totally backseat gaming, I don't think it's gonna get on anybody's nerves.
Hey,
I totally
Hey,
welcome.
Vitus.
What up?
Hey, you want to build a snowman?
Yes. Does it have to be a snowman?
It could be like a snow dragon.
Yeah. I want to build a snow dragon. Oh, then I can cast animate object on it. We can fly that fucker into
we
battle.
could call it Olaf.
Olaf, we can do like a line of carrot spines down its back.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Olaf the ice dragon. Has anybody got like ice spells? Can anybody form ice?
And
I'm
I'm
all-
on the head.
Form
I'm
of
all
bucket of water.
illusions and fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bucket of water, exactly.
I can sculpt some ice.
Hey, there's Steve.
Steve!
Yes, Steve.
It's
What
the
the
Where are you
attraction.
going?
Steve, did you hear any of that good stuff that was going on in here?
Oh yeah. Like what did I miss? Were you guys looking for me? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, like a half hour ago,
we've
dude.
decided you're an assassin using this this game as
As your alibi.
Yeah, I know. I was yeah, I was listening, but
Okay.
I must have missed.
All right,
I'm
cool.
gonna go ahead and just for the first time this evening. God damn it, Steve.
God damn it, Steve.
Steve, here's your summary, buddy.
No, you guys that are in chat, this is we put this on for you guys, and this is definitely, we want this to be a community thing. If you've got an idea, if you go, why the hell didn't you check that over there? That's fine. Just don't get belligerent. Well, get belligerent about it. Just to a point. No, we don't care if you toss out ideas in chat. Please feel free to. All right. So that being said, you guys have your ship is taken care of for you, the Frost Skimmer. You've been given warm clothes, cleats for your shoes, and snowshoes as well, for your trek across the ice, or in the icy sea rather. Sea of moving ice. Fuck, I can't talk tonight. So. That being said, the Frost Skimmer is ready for you guys to depart,
The Frost Skimmer.
unless there is something that you want to do in town ahead of time. This is the DM saying, if you want to go buy something from a shop, now would be a time to do it.
Gingy's gonna walk around town changing shape. Did you hear that Dr. Vitus is in town?
Holy
If-
shit!
if-
Did you see that mage that came in on that ship?
If
I want to
there's
buy 10 pounds of bat guano.
You want to buy 10 pounds of bag? All right.
if
Aaron will probably buy the
Oh
necessary
man!
stuff to keep
It's-
making potions every
Okay.
day. So like if they're in a dungeon for a long time, you can keep making more.
All right. What I want you to do is I want you, every time you finish a long rest, you can roll a d8, and that'll be the number of potions that you can successfully make during that long rest.
Sweet.
All
So
right,
how
so
much
here's
is that-
what I want to do. I want to modify a bag of holding.
Nope. You don't have time for that shit.
I want to also buy several hundred pounds of bat guano and modify a bag of holding to empty its contents instantaneously, so I can go into battle and just be like.
I was thinking more on the lines of using it instead of chalk to map our route past some ice.
Oh, I want to be like Ghostbusters 2 and open up like a bag of holding and hose something down with it.
Instead of being called Slimer, you're shitter.
Saren,
That's
how
right.
much does it cost you to make those potions, man? Like, do you need cash for the supplies for it?
No, it's just like basic shit.
All right. So we're gonna
So what you're
swap
saying
over.
is no.
Pull you
Okay.
guys over to the whiteboard real quick here.
Ah!
Alright.
No,
Oh my
it's
God.
scary.
See, I told you guys we're gonna go ice blind.
All right.
We are not. I am gonna be spitting out the Frozen references this whole time we're here. Just.
Look, you really just gotta let that go.
Oh, jeez.
Let
Okay.
it go. It wasn't
My
that
name is
good of a
Anna,
show.
I'm gonna have to ask you for a little snowman like 20 times.
I actually did that to my
Gingy,
neighbors.
do me a favor since you are artistically inclined, sir. Can you draw me a ship? Make it 4 squares wide by, let's call it 7 squares long, please, sir.
We're in a rowboat.
That is not a ship. That is a killer
That's all
tomato.
clear.
4 squares wide, 7 squares long.
Yes.
I don't have my tablet.
Okay, in that
plugged
case, I'll just draw a square.
So
If you want.
No
I was gonna
worries.
say, If you want, I can draw you the quickie one.
No, I can. Gingy is better artistically inclined than I am, so he can usually bust out something rather good looking rather quickly. And
What the fuck?
somebody's
What is
phone
that?
is on like super
Some-
fucking vibrate.
Somebody's 1980s pager just went off.
Actually,
Your
that's
your
not-
dealer wants to see you.
Sorry, you guys. My boss wants to make sure that I'm a shark, not a sheep.
be a people.
Be a fucking people.
All right. There we go.
You know, all you have to do is put a mast and a sail on it, then it's just fine.
All right, so that's your ship because I'm terrible at drawing things.
It's a barge right now.
It is. It's a barge.
You should make that the front of the ship, Gingy.
So, what is the captain of the Frost Skimmers' name?
The
Who I'm assuming is the
captain-
cool, awesome Scarface guy.
Yeah, it is, and his name is Lurs. God damn it. Larusta Halfface.
Jeez, that's a mean name.
That is totally not me making that up. That is totally
I'm
in
just
the
saying,
month.
half his face is gone, and
Maybe
people
he-
call him Captain Half Face.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't give
like,
a
that's
fuck.
shitty as fuck.
Maybe he wears it with pride.
I, feel
I was
that.
I was gonna say, think about it, dude. Blackbeard, the Jolly Roger. His name is La Rusta Half-Face. You speak that with reverence or fear when you'd say it. You'd be like, dude, it's Half-Face, man.
What you guys don't know is that he was born with the name Half Face, and the
That's
good part
right.
was Black Eyed Snowbite. So the bad part is what's exposed.
Alright. So you guys are essentially what you're looking for, and the place that you've been described is an iceberg that is a plateau on the top half of the top of it. That's a terrible description. I'm going to try to draw a very bad image for you to reference. But so half of this iceberg is like this, and then the other half you have is some jagged peaks around the back of it. So this is kind of the shape of the iceberg that you're looking for over here, which looks like somebody's lower jaw or something.
God, you
We're
are
not
really
judging.
bad at this.
We're not
I'm
judging.
horrible at drawing.
We're not judging.
But so that's the idea of the iceberg that you're looking for is plateaued on half of it with some very sharp icy peaks emitting from the other side.
There you go. There's our sailing music. All right.
This better be stuff from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, by the way.
This is the ultimate. No, it's the ultimate
No,
sailing music.
no, not doing it. Not doing it. I saw it. All right.
Where you can start singing.
So
the
we
sea
are essentially what we're going to be rolling. I'm going to roll for here is the time it takes you guys to actually find the plateau that you're looking for. Oh,
Well, how
I
many?
got a question.
Not very long at all. It's right there.
The horn, is it their constant pull or is it only when it's blown?
it's only when it's blown.
Okay.
All right. So the first night that you guys are out looking for this iceberg.
You gotta have tiny arms on it.
Everybody, roll me perception real quick.
You got it.
I'm sorry. I can't see shit.
Favored.
And Gingy,
What am I rolling?
perception.
How do you know if stuff's favored?
Wow, he rolled a fucking 1 and a 20.
Good
It says
job.
That's right.
proficient. It says
I think
proficient.
that just cancels itself out. I
Are
should
you-
roll again.
Are you proficient in that one?
No.
Okay.
If it says proficient, it'll say yeah. The tab says yes. It's should it on your character sheet. Part of your character backstory and your character pick.
All right.
Tag
Your
what's still-
dinosaur's got to get out of the way here.
No.
Look, be glad I kept it intact. Alright.
No.
So
It's so bad. It's good. The tutu really worked.
All
I
right.
like
All right.
to.
So the first night that you guys are out, you're out amongst the icebergs basically, because you're basically your captain is piloting the ship between these huge chunks of just floating ice that are going by, and you're not even quite sure how he's able to move it as deftly as he is between these ships or between these icebergs. All right.
Iceberg ahead. You started something.
You guys? All right.
Yeah.
So as he's moving the. I'll wait till you're done.
Go ahead. You're the lazy ass who gave us a whiteboard.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
All right. So as the first night is going by, and I'm guessing Saren seems to be the one on watch here. You actually notice that there are smaller ships sailing between the ice, and these are not even ships, but closer to just kind of rowboats almost. Looks like they carry probably 3 or 4 people in each one.
Do they look like they're coordinated at all, or
They do.
heading toward us?
They are.
All right, I'm gonna
Very nice. Good bosun whistle.
yeah. Is everyone else just sleeping it up? Probably.
Everyone else is kind of asleep at this point. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll
Have I-
probably hop down from the crow's nest and be like, "Hey guys, just be ready."
Have I
Okay.
gotten used to
Person.
sailing at this point, or am I still throwing up my guts?
This captain is good enough that you actually don't get seasick.
Okay, good.
Oh, I
He
get
is-
it. So that's all my fault previously.
Well, he is taking his time
captain's
to
not
make
good
sure
enough.
that he
Not on the high
yeah.
seas.
he's taking his time through these icebergs, so you're not actually getting hit by waves very often.
Okay.
Um,
But it's just like lays his foot down on the gas, and we're all like, "Whoa!"
Now, excuse me for sounding like a moron here, but did you say that they're coming on the ice floes? These guys?
no, they are
No.
on like smaller rowboat type
Okay.
skiffs. Skiffs
Okay,
is the
okay.
word I'm looking for.
Skiffs.
Thank you,
Perfect
Rico.
Okay.
But yeah, they are approaching via skiffs. Steve, they definitely look like, without being insanely racist here, which I'm going to be anyway, they look like Eskimos.
Inuit.
They
You
they
need to
are
turn into a whale above their heads and just drop on them.
They look like waterbenders.
I think the official term is snow American.
snow Americans.
I see Americans.
But there are 3 ships or skiffs rather that are approaching the ship. And as they start to come alongside, they begin to throw up grappling hooks and rope, and begin to board the ship.
Because
Cut
yeah,
their lines.
after waking people up, Saren's probably gonna try to hail them in some way.
Okay.
And if they're just like gonna keep coming, he's gonna start making some tidal waves, swipe at them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me 2 wave attacks. Do you have a spell or something for that? I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Is
is
it,
this?
is this a single target? No, it says okay. No, that'll work. All right, sweet.
Where's mine?
So I have a question for you, Imp, in terms of the effects of a spell that I have.
Okay.
Basically, because the way that I've always interpreted the spells is they've been modified because of what my magical knowledge comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So in this particular case, because for my next level spell, I picked up fear, and it says it projects a phantasmal image of the creature's worst fears. So I'm curious is if instead of that, it would project a vision of Yog-Sothoth at them.
Oh.
I I'd be okay with that, but I think you may lose out on some potential useful knowledge if
Okay.
that's all they're saying. Because if it's, a dragon that is scared of, a sorcerer controlling it, and he says the sorcerer's name, then you have some
Yeah.
more information. Whether
Okay.
if he sees Yogg-Sothoth, then he's scared, then you lose out on that information. So it's up to you which way you want to go on it. I would allow it, but I think from a RP perspective, it may be a loss of some potential useful information.
Okay. I was just curious.
I'd like to try and target the ropes with fire.
Okay.
What
Pew,
would
pew.
that? Basically, yeah. Like I want to try to hit the ropes with the firebolt from this lower group, but I'm not sure what you would have me roll to see if I can actually hit that target.
Okay. I think Steve was working on some waves. Let me do that first, and we'll come
Yeah.
back to you.
So
Actually, you know what we
Okay,
haven't done
yeah.
this week? I'm sorry, Steve. Before you
Initiative rolls?
start, give me initiative rolls.
Oh yeah.
We haven't done that at all this week because we've been doing a whole bunch of RP.
Dun, dun, dun.
You attempt. Oh, god damn it! Remember to click on yourself before you roll.
I like how
Which-
nothing has
which I
happened,
can't-
but you guys immediately assume that they're a threat.
There you go.
Hey,
They
if
won't
they-
identify themselves, and they're attaching themselves to our boat. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
it wasn't my turn. I was waiting for the turn order stuff to happen.
There we go. All right. So in this case,
So-
Steve, you are
I'll
going to
be-
go first because you did notice them, and then we'll take initiative turns.
Our
Sounds
party's
good.
from the magical land of America, dude. You don't know.
We don't know. All right. So yes, it's a. One of these is going to be a 30 by 10 foot area. So, I can hit like 2 different groups with it. Probably
Okay.
these 2.
The two southern groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, I just thought about it. In these waters too, if he flips them out of the boat, they're fucked.
Yeah. So what this does is it does damage, and then it knocks people down.
Okay.
It insults them and breaks down their self-worth.
It really goes after their insecurities.
You look kind of fat in those clothes. I don't know if you knew that.
You're gonna die alone with no one loving you.
Oh, it also extinguishes unprotected flames in its area.
Okay.
All right.
Alright, so that'll hit, and that will actually, with that max damage, they will.
Damn. 24 points of bludgeoning
See,
damage from a
we got
wave.
8 here.
Holy shit.
Man, did I
Alright.
mention the 17-foot swells?
Oh,
And-
I got one too many there.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
it will be funny to see if we have the random chance of that wave hitting one of the icebergs nearby and coming
All
right
right.
back at us.
These
Ginger?
people are running from the dragons, and we're just wiping them out. Fuck them.
You don't just approach a ship and attach grappling hooks to it. That's bad form.
Well, again, nobody's bothered to ask.
Bad form, Mr.
LaRusta.
Smee.
Oh, those are my scouts. Thanks for killing my scouts, you guys.
Well,
They
that's
would have
their fault.
they would
Should've
have
told
said
us.
something to us like
He called
right?
out and asked them.
Yeah,
to
he
stop.
hailed them.
They might not speak non-people.
Non-people. They might be non-people. You don't know. All right, Ginger, what are you doing?
Well, I'm assuming there's still a grappling hook attached from the southern group.
There is what you see is one guy desperately hanging on to a line with no boat under him any longer.
Okay. How is that line attached?
It is a grappling hook attached to the side of the ship,
Cut
the railing of the ship.
Here's a knife. Cut the
Okay. I will just approach the hook,
Okay.
and I'm basically just going to grab the rope and set it on fire with some point blank magery.
All right.
Bust
Yeah,
out
well,
with a blues
I'm gonna
traveler
burn
too.
that rope the fuck right out.
All right. And that guy will drop down into the drink. Go. What are you doing?
Well, as amazing enough, the violent prone guy here is gonna use the where the fuck is my mouse? Gotta find it. I'm moving to the back here, so 1, 2 next to Briel, standing ready, but yelling out to the ship's captain, or actually take a glance at our ship's captain. Captain LaRusta, friends of yours?
Um,
Yo, half face.
he gives you a kind of a puzzled look and then just shakes his head.
How can you tell if it's a puzzled look? I mean, half of his face is missing.
Right? It's half a puzzle.
Can you only express with one half of your face? He can use both sides, even though the whole one's covered. Give you a
Alright.
puzzled look still.
Then I am standing there defensively, in defensive posture, so ready to attack. That's end of turn.
Okay. Steve, what are you doing?
All right.
Try to let that tidal wave hit us.
Yeah, right.
He's like the fucking Swiss Army knife of spells, dude.
Be a whale.
I don't know if I want to turn into a whale right now. There's only 4 guys.
Yeah, it seems like unnecessary, and it would be difficult getting you back on the boat.
I mean, I could probably keep up. How fast does this boat move? Really fast?
The one that you're on, it moves faster than you would expect something to be able to navigate between these icebergs with, but it's not so fast that it would like you couldn't catch up to it if you were swimming.
If I was a whale.
If you were a whale, if you were a person, you'd probably be a little out of luck. But
You'd be
Okay.
a whale.
Well, okay, here's what I could do. As a killer whale, I'm size huge,
Versus a sperm.
which is,
why do killer whales have to adhere to your beauty standards?
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Why are you calling them huge?
Roll
Jeez.
So-
for privilege.
so, okay.
I'm just trying to understand why they decided that was necessary to put it in the animal description. Like, oh, it's a whale. It's the size of your shoe. It's a fucking big animal. We know this.
Um,
I think it's
Yeah.
more for mechanics reasons because you can only certain things
Well-
will only affect huge or
Right.
gargantuan.
because
or
if you
whatever.
want to
Right,
do
right.
something, like for example, just like jump and like belly flop on him, then
What a way to die. Oh shit. Sky whale.
yeah.
I wonder if they'll be friends with me.
Well, we should grab at least one of them for like questioning. So Saren thinks we should like take out one at a time.
Take out.
Take out like too much.
Take out.
So their
We should at
their
least
little
take one
skiffs.
hostage.
Do their skiffs have like are they like attached to them in some way?
No.
Okay. So he's gonna cast Sleet Storm.
Okay.
On it's a 40-foot radius, so it's gonna be the spell is actually gonna be like way over here.
Okay.
But he's basically gonna make it so their skiffs are covered in ice. The area around them is also going to be like obscured, so they won't be able to see like more than 5 feet away from each other.
Okay.
But they have to make another dex saving throw to avoid falling prone.
Okay. Alright, and that's what I just did, and it looks like 2 of them probably say. What's the DC for the dex?
Yeah, I need to click on that. It's 17.
Yeah, so 2 of them made it. 2 of them fall into the drink, and 2 of them are able to stay on the skiff. All right, Cypher, what are you doing?
Okay.
You think
So they are. What time of night is it? Is it like dark?
It is dark.
Dusk. Okay. And how is it that we're actually? I mean, is it? I'm just trying to understand. Like, how are we seeing them? Is there a light source, or is it just it's not that dark that we can actually see them?
There's a light source on the ship that you're on.
Yeah.
And it's giving off enough light that Steve was able to see them after they approached. That's
Okay.
why they were able to get so close before he was able to notice them, is the darkness. But at this point, now that you're looking for them, you know that they're there. You're able to see them clearly.
Okay.
We might be able to see them pretty good if I set their boat on fire.
Yeah, that's a good light source. Just burning. Burning is a good light source. Okay, so what I'm going to do is because, well, here's the thing. We weren't discussing what we were going to that we were trying to save one of them.
No,
That
you
wasn't
weren't.
something that we were. It was just that was the stuff on the table, not in the game. Okay, well, okay, well then what I will do is, I'm trying to find the thing here. Okay, so I am going to, oh shit, it's a touch spell. Never mind. I didn't know that that was a
You don't
touch
have
spell.
to cast anything.
No, I know. What I was planning on doing was blinding one of them, but the spell that I have is a touch spell, which means I'd have to actually physically interact with them to do it. You know what? I think to make it easier, so I stop babbling, is that I'll just hold my action.
Okay. Anna, what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna actually. Are they holding onto the lines, or are they throwing lines up onto the boat?
They are, at the moment, they are trying to keep their footing on their skiff.
They're throwing both shade and gang signs.
Okay, I'm shooting my crossbow at one of them.
Okay.
The one in front of me, I guess. Well, nearly in front of me. Do. I have a crossbow somewhere. Where's the crossbow? There's the crossbow. Shooting the crossbow. Skype is in the way.
Alright, that'll hit. 9 points. Alright. That'll hit as well. How many shots do you get with that thing? Alright.
I get 3 attacks.
That one will
each round
miss.
now.
Oh, right on. That one will miss. Alright. Gingy, what are you doing?
We should probably keep this one alive. Interrogation, you know.
Apparently, he's getting blown away from Kansas. Is what's happening there.
I don't think that's me, but well, if we're wanting to keep, I mean, as everyone, do I know that?
No.
Okay.
Nothing has been said in game about keeping anybody alive.
Okay.
I did.
That's. Did you?
I just said it. We should probably keep this one alive.
As Brill was pincushing one, she said we should probably keep one alive.
Okay, so it has been said.
Okay.
Steve's in the wind tunnel again.
So, helping him, if we were to keep him alive, we need to do two things. Not murder him and get him on the boat. I'm not currently equipped to successfully do either.
You can just climb on the boat. Me and Goat
Oh.
got this.
Are you yelling that over to us? We got this. Your
You
two
guys
mutuals
got.
this.
I'm gonna hang tight.
We got
you
this,
guys-
boss.
We can pull him onto the boat.
Right, because I'm like from here,
Subdue
like
him.
too many chefs. You know, like that corner's crowded, and like I'm square on my end. So I'm gonna sit this one out. We'll sit this round.
Okay. Goat.
Since they were flinging the stuff onto us and such, how far is it from the freeboard of the ship where we're standing at down to the water where he's in?
Now it's about 20 feet.
All right. So pulling out my awesome rope, air quotes around that. Thank you, GM. I think it's a very cool item. Is he swimming or is he still in his boat? Have we destroyed his boat?
He is still on his boat.
So let's try some yelling down in comment at him. It's like, hey, if you don't want to die like all your buddies, throw up your hands indicating your surrender, and we'll bring you on board.
What are you saying this in?
Common.
Trying to think of how he'd react. Hang on. Um. So he begins to pull himself up via the rope.
The rope that they put on.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will use my action this turn to cut the rope and send his ass back right down into his boat.
Okay.
I don't think they speak English or common. Sorry, I don't think they speak Freeport.
I'll repeat it in Draconic.
Oh, good call.
Okay. Uh, he really like at this point he has stopped trying to board the ship, and his skiff is starting to float out back behind you in your wake. He's kind of just at this point he's sitting on his skiff all by himself, like just floating out into the cold water at this point. I wonder if I can say at this point any more times in the sentence.
So he didn't respond to us in common. He didn't respond to you yelling in that other cool language, whatever the hell it was you just yelled. So that's the question is, do we want him on board?
Nope.
Or
We want him dead, so I'm gonna shoot him next round.
What's
if
the
he's trying to get away.
what's the range on your crossbow?
actually, the description was
I don't
he's
know.
just sitting on his skiff. It probably takes more than one person to maneuver the skiff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the range is.
Is he rowing in circles?
No,
He's rowing full
he's
circle.
not really rowing at all.
He's just sitting there.
Yeah,
Does he look all sad?
he does. He looks kind of
It's like-
depressed.
Incredible Hulk piano music playing.
There is.
Oh,
Give his thumb in the
Now
air.
you should feel bad for him.
I have a grappling hook you can maybe throw.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna kill him now. You know what? He looks sad now. I'm gonna throw him a grappling
Right, like
hook.
now I feel
Yeah,
bad
wait,
about
wait,
it.
wait. The
Remember
party
before he made the puppy dog face.
the party needs to make their decision.
We're having
Do
a
you want him fucking
conversation.
dead, or do you want him on board? I can get him on board with no problem.
Okay,
but-
well, we can get him.
He doesn't talk, and the GM's just giving him random turns and turns and turns. So I'm going to throw my rope and lasso him around the fucking underneath the armpits, and then hand the rope to Briel and say, "Yank his ass in. He's a fish on a rope."
Do I need a strength check?
You do.
Don't fail me now.
It's like my Wonder Woman's lasso.
That is preferred.
Okay. So you get him, you pull him up, and because you basically kind of drug him through the water to get him up onto the ship, by the time you get him up and topside, he is shivering and wet from like his waist down, and he's starting to turn blue rather quickly.
Hey, that's cool. He's on board. Untie my rope from him, and let's search him while somebody who can speak a language other than common talk to him. Try to talk to him.
Can I make a heal check to like prevent him from getting hypothermia?
Sure.
Put
Stabilize would probably work good too.
get his clothes off and give him some.
You druids are such perverts. Get a guy naked. You don't even know him. Jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Fucking perverts.
Or even is it's not heal anymore. It's medicine.
For you guys watching at home, if you haven't gotten down on the raffle tonight, we got about a half hour left for the stream. We are giving away a copy of the Player's Handbook or potentially one of the other books, depending on what you guys want. Whoever the winner is,
Nice roll, Steve.
hit exclamation point PHB if you want to get in on that raffle. Steve, he has stopped shivering. I take that back. He has stopped turning blue. He is still shivering.
That's good.
And he's doing what he can. He's moving very slowly, but he is trying to move away from anybody that pretty much that approaches him.
Well, we're not going to let him do that, so we're just going to pin
He's
him
not-
and hold him. With
Well,
strength.
he's not trying to like get up and run, but like he scoots away if somebody tries to get down and talk to him or anything like that.
Hey, Captain LaRusta,
And Captain looks up,
does this look odd to you in any way, shape, or form? We just killed, I think there was like 4 guys in the boat. We just killed like 11 guys that don't seem to speak any languages, and this guy is,
We've
well,
tried 2.
These
they
are,
don't speak any languages that I know.
he says these are the ice hunters that live amongst the ice out here, and they're definitely acting very oddly. They don't normally approach ships. They're usually better left to their own devices. And I'm not surprised that he's not speaking. They have over time developed their own language and communications that are not shared amongst anywhere else in the world.
Does anyone speak Esperanto?
Does anybody
look
have
like
the
he's
tongue
been-
spell?
Does he look like he's been starving at all recently?
No.
Okay.
Does anybody have the tongue's cantrip? I don't remember what it is now because
It's
Not
not
a
a
spellcaster.
Mm.
Are you expecting me to respond?
I'm waiting on whatever. Does anybody have a tongue spell or a news to speak with him? Seems to be the posed question at the moment.
Is he speaking?
He is not.
Okay, then there is nothing I can do to help.
Okay.
I mean, I can communicate with him. Well, hold on. Let me take a look at this because I have the capacity to, but I don't know. Is it skills? No. Background? No. What the fuck is it? Class? Ah, there it is. Is it written? I have to. Oh no, I have the ability to read anything that's written, not speak any language. So.
Well, I've got paper and pen.
I'll yell at the captain since he knows he knew what these people were. Like, do you speak their language, Captain? Since he does business here regularly.
Says no. Normally the ice hunters are a group of people that keep to themselves. I've never had any direct contact with them to be able to learn their language or interact with them.
Because they usually don't come out after ships; they stay away.
Correct. Yeah. I've in fact this is the closest I've ever seen to one, or ever been to one rather.
Okay, good
All
good job,
right.
guys. You guys thought I was bloodthirsty. I think we just slaughtered off 11 innocent people and almost killed the 12th.
Who acted weird and they presented aggression towards our ship.
Was he
I-
armed?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
He is not.
Oh crap.
Well, I'm gonna
Uh,
subtly pull the blanket out of my bag and just toss it around his shoulders. Indifferently toss it around his shoulders. It's like, here, warm yourself up. You don't understand what I'm saying. And pantomime rubbing your arms and acting cold.
Okay. He will actually, after looking at the blanket and looking at your gesture, begins to wrap the blanket around himself and kind of warm himself up.
I have an idea, but I'll wait for my turn.
I think we're just free.
No,
talking.
yeah, you're taking free turns at the moment.
I would like to cast detect magic on him and see if there's any external influence dictating his actions.
Okay. No,
Good thought.
as far as you can tell, there's nothing. He's acting of his own volition. Rico, he is old one.
If we can get him to write, who had the spell that can read any language?
It's not a
Sorry.
spell; it's an ability.
It's entirely possible that their language does not include writing.
It might be an oral only language.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, you never know
Um,
till you try.
yeah, no, I think that's a solid idea. Because if we can,
What is it that we're trying? What is it that we're trying to communicate to this?
we're just
person?
trying to like, why did you come after our ship? Like we need intel. Where did you
Okay.
come from? Who sent you?
Or yeah, maybe they know where
So-
like shit's going down.
Right, maybe they're
So-
running from something.
Okay.
Okay.
So if that's the case, if we're trying to, then I will ask him.
He
Okay.
hasn't responded to any.
Are you asking him telepathically?
Yes.
Okay. He says that, or he thinks back, rather, that they were out hunting and got separated from the rest of their tribe, and were trying to find their way back to their home.
Why did you accost the ship?
We were looking for safety away from the ice and the cold.
Okay. So I'll tell him. One moment. And then
Oh,
I'll just
shit.
sort of. So I'm saying this in character. I don't know how you all feel about innocent people in terms of murder, but if what he says is true, you just slaughtered a bunch of his people without cause.
I think we had cause. But
Yeah, we have
Agreed.
plenty of cause.
I think 3 of you acted rashly and dangerously, but there's nothing wrong with that, considering maybe they're innocent, maybe they're not. But if they never approach these ships, they suddenly decided we're going to approach one of these ships randomly out of the blue because we got caught out in the cold avoiding ice in our native area. Because
Right.
Captain Halfface over here says this is their native area. So, sounds like he's full of shit. But how about we draw a picture of I can't. I'm not an artist. Somebody draw a picture of a dragon and say that's what we're looking for. Have you seen anything like that around here?
Or the symbol of
I can, yeah. Saren can actually make a dragon in the wood of the ship.
Don't fuck up the guy's ship. This isn't our ship.
Oh, you can
We're on a
put it
rental.
back. It's like he can make it look like you know the the normal lines of wood. You know where it's got the like dark
grain.
spots. Yeah, so he can like turn that into like an illustration of a dragon.
Okay.
It looks like this. Very good. Very good, Jen.
So you make the illustration of the dragon, and he instantly shies away from it and like shakes his head in kind of a panic, like almost the oh shit I'm in trouble kind of reaction. Once he sees the depiction of the dragon.
I'd say that's a positive reaction right there, though.
Ask him. Well, tell him we'll take him back to where he needs to go, if he can tell us where the dragon is, where the dragon people are.
Is that a swole dragon, Gingy?
It's Trogdor.
Drunk door.
So I will. That's consonant V's. Consonant V's. So what I will do is I will. The information that we had about the horn.
Mm-hmm.
Did it have drawings of what the actual horn would look like in
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a
Then
black dragon's horn.
Right. Well, that was how it was described, but I didn't know if there was an actual like a sketch of what it looks like.
Yeah, and it I mean it's a black dragon's horn with the like I said the brass kind of wrapping around it and the runes engraved in the brass.
Yeah. All right. So what I will do is, I will call for my butler. Apparently.
HB Fox, thank you. That is fantastic. HB Fox just sent out a tweet promoting the stream and the game for everybody.
Thank you.
So we appreciate that a lot. Thank you, HB Fox.
So what I will do is I will project the thought of that drawing into his head,
Okay.
and I will say, have you seen this horn?
He shakes his head violently. He's still kind of disturbed by the thought of the dragon, and shakes his head, just violently
Ask him-
back and forth. I'm sorry, I'm
ask
looking
him
for
if
another
he's-
word, but it's not coming.
Oh, that's fine.
Ask him if you've seen the dragon, if he knows where the dragons are, that kind of stuff. And if he's hesitant, tell him we'll take him home, pretty much.
What is Brianna wearing? Like is she wearing a helmet? Is she? Well, yes. I don't mean her clothing though. I mean over her. I mean, is her face exposed?
No, I don't ever, unless,
Yeah, she keeps the hood up, just
yeah.
and covered intentionally.
Okay. You guys are really not gonna like this. Okay, so what I will do is, I will tell him in his head, I think there's something you should see. Then I will where she is.
Right next to you.
Yeah, she's. Yeah. So what I will do is I will say to him, I think there's something you should see, and I will reach up and pull down her hood so that her head is exposed,
Okay.
and make sure that the image of her face is magnified in his mind.
Okay. What, your gold?
Yeah.
Okay. It seems to have no effect on him. He doesn't
Interesting.
react negatively or positively to seeing her face.
For someone who supposedly fears dragons, he doesn't fear the appearance of one. That's kind of interesting. That's what I say that loud enough for everybody to hear it.
Maybe
Even though
it's
I'm not-
legend or lore. Like he's only seen pictures.
Or he's actually seen a real dragon. No offense, they're real. I mean, you're a dragonborn. He's seen a real dragon. That's what he's terrified. That's what his tribes are terrified of. He's not
What
terrified
he's
of
saying,
dragon.
what the monk is saying is that you're an Uncle Tom dragon. Is what he's
Yeah.
saying.
yeah.
And
That's
The
racist.
Al Jolson of dragons.
Mhm. The Jed Bush of the bushes.
Okay. Well, that
I'm a
the effect that I was hoping
dragon,
to
baby.
inspire didn't work. So I will pull the hood back over Brill's head
Okay.
and shake
I'm
my head.
Giving you the eye.
Yeah.
Captain LaRusso, you got a map of the... I know it's the sea of shifting ice and all, but is there like a general map you've got of these waters? Like where these folks would live? Or just the general coastline?
He shakes his head. He says, I have a general direction of where their tribe is usually found. But unfortunately, as far as specifics go, I am at a loss. We are headed in that direction. I figured that the best spot would be to start at some form of civilization out here amongst the ice and work our way out if we don't find what we're looking for. But as far as a specific direction or bearing, I couldn't give you one.
Okay. So you don't speak these guys' language, but you're going to take us to where their village is.
I have seen
It's
them.
on the way.
I have seen, I've obviously encountered them out here. I've just never spoken with them nor had a reason to.
And I, for one, am voting we don't deviate from our course because of these people who are apparently lost in their own backyard and, despite normal actions, have still opposed aggression on our ship. Like, I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, I'm gonna lean back and prop my feet up and be like, I say, toss him overboard.
There's
His
people
story doesn't
running.
check out to me.
I still think that he might be able to give us some information on where the dragons would be.
Yeah, or like
Well, actually, I'll just ask Captain LaRusta what he would prefer us to do. Since this is his ship.
His
We're just
ship, yeah.
passengers.
No.
You want
Good
this
call.
guy on board then? That we misinterpreted their easily misinterpretable action as possibly hostile and took out a bunch of his buddies? Or do you want to get rid of that headache and just chuck him in the water to be with his friends?
Hang on.
I think that's a good call.
That is
He's
it.
right.
That is a good
This
call.
isn't our,
To me,
this
I'm-
isn't our
I-
ship.
To me, it is I am totally acting under my alignment and character. There, for anybody who that's lawful evil, problem is easily solved by chucking body. But if the boss says no, let's get him at least
Well,
close back
is-
to his village.
That's all I was thinking in alignments. I was like, chuck him. But no, you're right. This isn't our ship. We need to stop acting like it's our ship. I defend our action. Like, I stand by what we did.
yeah,
Because-
so do I. I don't think there's any reason to throw him over though.
The
We called out to them. They said nothing,
Yeah.
and then attached grappling hooks to our ship. Like, nope, you're getting thrown overboard.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's what
the thing
what
about
you
the
do when you're like
misunderstanding of action.
about to
they
murder.
could
a
have-
murderer.
Heard him calling. I mean, I'm not blaming our druid, but he did just call out to them, and suddenly they went, "Oh shit! Look, there is somebody that can." Well, we don't understand language, but someone is speaking on there. It's not monsters. Let's go tie up alongside because that's what we do with people we trade with. That is routinely common for natives to come up because we've seen that on our pirate ships, on our privateering ships. That's in character and out of character. Natives who don't speak it but they have something they want to trade, they just come up right alongside and toss a line on and go, here's our bananas and shit. And if you go, no, we don't want it, it's go away. They've never done that with Captain Half-Face, but
They always do some sort of communication though. There's like some sort of parlay, you know, like there's not like wordless grappling.
Right. That's, I mean,
Well,
just
I would
general
agree to
rule of the
disagree on
sea. That's not okay.
I will agree to to agree that that's your statement.
I mean,
So-
Saren is also like, he's a pirate. Like, his dealings with ships are like they pull alongside and they board their ass. So, like, he might not be familiar with like traditional.
I've done pirating and I've done privateering. That's why I'm
Business.
saying
It
Bosch has
doesn't. I
got-
don't think
That's
it
fair.
matters at this point. It
I
just
mean,
matters
anyways,
what
yeah.
the
I
half
think
face
like,
dude wants to do.
Yeah, I'm all behind. Like especially before we like demand the captain deviate from his set course. Like what it's his ship. What does he want to do?
Oh.
wait,
He's
he
going
did
that
say
direction
they were
already.
headed towards the area that they usually are, didn't
exactly. He said they're going. I'm going to the area where I know that their main village / wherever you want to
So,
call
he? We
place
don't have to
lives.
deviate at all.
It's
We'll
does
just
he want him
quickly-
on board, or does he want him off?
So, as you guys are discussing this amongst yourselves, basically, the captain has heard that several times it is up to him and his decision. So he actually goes over and unhooks a single person kayak that has been strapped to the side of the ship, and loads it up with furs, some canteens of fresh water, and basically takes the guy by the shoulder, places him in the kayak, lowers it down, and just kind of does the whole "and we're done" like washing his hands of it. He's like, it's not my problem anymore.
Cool.
We've done what we can to make sure that he doesn't die out here, and my conscience is clear.
Cool.
And I think, 'cause knowing what could possibly come up in the next couple rolls here, I think we'll call it for this evening, right there. Because I didn't expect that to take an hour, but that was fun. No, you guys, that was awesome roleplay on everybody's part. And I think we're going to do our drawing.
Woo, drawing!
Yeah.
All right, so this is, I will tell you what, I will give, we're going to do 3 more minutes. For if you guys are listening, we're going to sit here and shoot the shit for a minute. So you've got
Hot
3
box.
minutes to
Hot-
get down and get entered into that drawing if you want a chance to win a copy of the Player's Handbook. If you've been hanging out with us this evening, chances are you have more than enough XP to hop in this raffle and potentially win a copy of the Player's Handbook. Or we could be flexible, potentially a mini or a one of the other books from 5th edition if that's what you're after. While I sit here with these shitty drawings on the screen.
Or if you really, really want one, we can send you, of course, the autographed picture of Dr. V in his Buddy Christ pose.
I don't know about all that. That would be up to
The
Gingy if he
robes.
really wants to send that out.
The robes, the grandeur, the smile, the double thumbs up fingers.
But no, all in all, I think that was a good. I knew tonight was going to be a lot of RP and not a lot of anything else, and that got done. So
Of course, I'm amused by the fact that the more bloodthirsty minded person you'd normally think of, well, other than Briel's kind of bloodthirsty normally, or violent, but the researcher, air quotes around that, who casts spells that destroy people's souls and stuff, he's like, nah, don't do anything yet. The druid is like, tidal wave, drown them all,
right?
turn to a
Sarah's
whale.
just like, no, fuck them.
Saren's in his element.
Fuck these guys. I
He's
don't know
like
them.
He's like people trying to murder us at sea. No, waved.
Saren is not okay with that. He's like, I'm not having
Well,
any of this
you know-
shit.
He's
According
not
to the
cool
little
with
Eskimo
blood.
dude, we only actually killed one person out of his. The rest of it was natural causes.
By the
Damn
way,
it, Gingy.
for those who know, for those who are curious, but the Eskimo is just one of like the 29 native. It's kind of like going, every Native American in the lower 48 is Cherokee.
That's
It's
racist.
like, no, they're not all Cherokees. Really, there's like 1,000 different Indian tribes: Eskimo, Aleut, Tatukas.
Yeah,
what's the
I have
word?
no idea, to be honest. I'm like, I don't know.
There's like the
Water
Southern
Indians.
Pole waterbenders and the North Pole waterbenders.
Right?
Now I'm curious to see who wins.
I'm a firebender. We don't get along.
Right.
And you know what's gonna suck though is inside their boats, these guys had fucking awesome maps of like the natural eddy currents of all the flows, and like here be dragons. They had a picture of a dragon on there, and it had a horn. And I was like, oh, damn yous.
All right, so that
Damn
looks
you,
like
Saints.
that is about time. Let's go ahead and do this drawing. So yeah, go ahead
The
and
fact
close
it's
this
a
up,
smiling poop.
and let's see. HB Fox, HB Fox, congratulations, man. Send me a message on Twitch, sir, and we will work out what we can do as far as getting you a copy of the Player's Handbook or whatever you would like to get down on. Guys, we try to do this show every week for you guys. We are not going to be here next week. I'm going to be out of town. Dr. Weiss is going to be out of town as well. So we will be back, as far as I'm aware of, on the
I'm in town.
3rd.
I'm just in town at a wedding.
Well, yeah. So we're going to be back on the 3rd, and we will be doing this again. And hopefully we can actually get some dice rolled next game.
There was
But-
dice rolling. We rolled initiatives.
A little bit. But you guys, thanks for hanging out with us this evening. I apologize we took a longer than normal break, but thank you for sticking around, being cool. And like I said, we will be back in 2 weeks to do this again and see if we can figure out where this is going to go for them. Until then, catch you guys later. HB Fox, I will get up with you here in just a bit.